would love to now turn things over to y'all for these last 15 minutes or so and hear if there are any questions that you have for our amazing panel.
I'm not sure about the staffing needs and how your business flows with time, but if you do have a staffing issue that flows, ties in with the time or the season of the year, how do you adapt that? Do you outsource it? Do you Craigslist it? Do you treat it as gig work? Do you go to a temp agency?
I can answer, but you go first.
We will use InstaWork in our immediate needs. If we have a big weekend coming up and our current staff can't handle the load, we'll either go to InstaWork. They have seemed to be good. There's some faults with it, but that's our easy one that's at our fingertips. I have the app on my phone. I can easily get people. Being in Dallas-Fort Worth, it's nice because there's a lot of people on the app. We've also received, people have come back to us over and over in InstaWork and they end up becoming employees later on. That's been a helpful quick fix thing. Other than that, sometimes we call each other as other rental companies and say, hey, do you have any team members?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. And pretty much the same as we use Fast Off, but yeah, we do have a short-term immediate fix, but then it's a bigger conversation about, is it time to hire now? Right. If we feel like we're hitting this bottleneck over and over again, and then also,
or is it just an anomaly?
Yeah, or is it an anomaly? And then the strategy behind 20 people who don't know what they're doing versus 10 people who do know what they're doing one just seems like it's the right answer, but the other it's not, and it's so much conversation about who goes where, so that, because you can bring in those 20 people from Fast Staff, but if they don't have a strong leader, it's just ends up being just as much of a waste as not having them there.
Yeah.
And so that's been a challenge, is figuring out where to put the right people so that we can still be strong.
Yeah. And there's other apps too. There's Bacon. Bacon works. There's Quick was another one. We found that InstaWork had the better options as far as the filters to put through. You must be able to lift 50 pounds. You must speak English. You also must wear this. I want you to wear no graphic tee. You have to come in a black t-shirt and a black pair of shorts and
so
10
specific.
shoes. So you get as specific as possible. But we found that one was the better of them all.
And we've learned to ask for more than we need, because you don't always get them all. And then
they don't always show up.
And then, not to be rude, but sometimes it's, don't be scared to send somebody home who's got a bad attitude or isn't helping, because
or shows up in a flipping
or
off
doesn't listen
t-shirt.
Yeah, to the
which has happened.
Yeah.
You cannot be here, so I'm sorry.
But
pretty sure I said no graphic tees. But
yeah.
It's literally a graphic tee.
It's literally a graphic tee.
Took that. It was a do wear graphic tees.
Do not.
Missed that part.
Yeah.
I don't know what everyone else's position is on this, but for y'all, what's your position? Like, because we don't do anything where it's like you have to finance the operation to scale it. What is your position on it? Should you, like, how much financing do you use, or are you like against financing? What's the industry say about that?
We've reinvested what we put into the business. We haven't, outside of COVID, we haven't had to go to a bank and get extra money for anything. Yeah, COVID's been the only form of like interest financing type of stuff that we've had to do. But we've tried to invest what we put into the business and save as much as we can to use our revenue to grow the business.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard. It takes a long time. Been doing this for 14 years and I feel like we finally have a name.
Yeah, I think starting out is one thing, but once you've been established for a while, it's just reinvesting.
Yeah.
What do y'all typically do with your custom pieces afterwards? Like you mentioned, you get a lot of inquiries and you're like, we'd never do that again.
We put it back into inventory if it makes sense to put it back into inventory. And we also try to, someone might come to us with a custom idea, and we're going to help tweak that in a way that it can be a rentable item in the future. And we have to think about, how does it get on a truck? How does it go through the teeny tiny little hallways that we have to take it through to get to the ballroom? And so we go through that whole thing of how do you do that? But then we also try to figure out, can this be rented again? If it can't, one, the price is going to change. You're going to pay a lot more. And two, what do we price it at to where it makes sense? And then later on, they're like, I paid $5,000 for this thing, and now you rent it for $1,000. And so there's a fine balance. But I think it starts in the sales process. It starts where someone comes to you with a custom thing, and then you figure out all those little things that go through the filter before it actually starts happening.
Yeah.
I have a question about marketing.
Question about what?
Marketing. Do you guys do your own marketing? Did you work with a specialist? Did you learn as you go? What was it like? Do you have a strategy Do you meet up in the beginning of the year and say, this is our marketing strategy? I'm just curious about marketing in general. Sorry, I have too many questions.
No, it's a
Who
good
does marketing in
question.
your company, and if you have a certain strategy throughout the year?
Yeah, we have right now, we actually, because we share her amongst the Todd brands, which is our two sister companies, Todd Events, Avant Garden, and then Party and Vertical 360. We actually have a brand director. So she helps manage our voice and our strategy. So she's not the one creating. We actually then also now outsource a social media company that does all of our posts and everything. Because right now, I feel like 90% of our marketing is through social media. We don't really invest in magazine or ads anymore. And so she manages that company that does all our social media, but then she also supports in events and promotions and all of the other things. So we have somebody, we feel like there's a really healthy balance. We've tried it both ways. We've tried it where it's all in-house, and we've tried it where it's all outsourced, and we feel like both of those are so painful because when it's all in-house, it just feels, okay, we're missing something. When it's all out, we feel like you don't get us. So having one person in this building who understands our companies, our tone, our voice and everything, but she's not necessarily doing all the doing, and having somebody that she can outsource all of that to has been like a really good balance for us.
We've done it both ways. We've had everything in-house, we've had everything outsourced, and there's pain points to both. We don't have both right now. I have a fractional CMO, chief of marketing, and then I have a content or a marketing coordinator. And so both can go capture content, both can influence, but one is more on the analytics and the strategy of our marketing, and one is the doing of the marketing. And we have found that works really well for us. We also try to identify because we do have multiple brands, who is our audience to each of those brands, and how do we talk to them? Most of the time it's not going to be through print, especially if you're, like our marketing audience is a planner. They're not picking up D Magazine, they're not picking up Brides of North Texas or Wed Society
yes.
now. They're not picking up those. They are going to networking events. They are going to lunches. They're going to coffees. They are hearing about you through people in other rooms that you're not in. And so how do you approach them and where are they located? Sometimes it's always on social media, depending on the planner that you're working with. Sometimes it's not on social media. Sometimes they don't even manage their social media. I don't manage our social media. I have a social media, but I'm not glued to it. I don't use it very often. If I do, I get a notification from my phone that says, you've spent too much time on Instagram. Thank you. So you have to figure out where they're at. The higher end, the planner, the less they're going to be on social media. And so you have to figure out different ways to get to them. It's not always Instagram. It's not always TikTok.
One of the tours we did in the DC area, they do a lot of entertainment and DJ equipment and the like. And they mentioned if you're doing a bar or bat mitzvah, it's Facebook. I don't know how to explain it, but that demographic, that style of event, that is the only way that we're able to capture leads. Don't bother with Instagram, don't bother with anything else, just Facebook. And then for their wedding clients, it's something completely different. It might be a blend between the two, but it's always not only social media, but there are like very specific personas that gravitate to other types.
There's so many things out there. You can be on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and print ad and networking and WIPA or NACE or SWP, and you can go 20 different directions in the networking world in DFW. And so you just have to figure out where are your people, where do you want to get to them, and how do you do that?
One of the workshops that I attended when we were at a little mini ARA event in Oklahoma, it was about SEO and having people find your business. As a quick show of hands, how many people have a YouTube account for their business, for their company? Okay. That is one thing I would recommend, or that was recommended as part of this workshop, because Google owns YouTube.
We don't use it very often, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
We have it, it exists.
There you go.
Happens to happen.
Happen to have it.
And they were mentioning that because Google owns YouTube, of course Google wants to help people find your business, but they also want to help themselves by showcasing some of their products. One of their products being YouTube. So if people search party rentals in Dallas, if you have a YouTube clip or some content on YouTube of setting up an event or styling an event, that can help push you closer toward the top.
This one's a better question than the last question. So you have some items, and then a bunch of other companies in Dallas have the items, and you guys are all selling for a similar price. What is your unique proposition to the customer, and like why?
Sometimes it's quantity.
Oh, really? Just literally.
Sometimes I have some of the same things that Party has. I have more of it.
Yeah.
I have more quantity.
Okay. Well,
And I'll separate from them when I need more.
emotionally, why does the customer want to choose you if you guys both have enough?
They don't have to.
doesn't
Everybody
matter.
has different reasons for why they choose a vendor. So some people it is about cost, some people it's about the relationships, and sometimes it's about the service. You
And
know,
sometimes it's about relevance of like
Yeah.
you might have like
If you're
there's
already getting
3
something from-
people that I know of that have a black ghost chair here.
Yeah.
I have one, Party has one, and another company has
Yeah.
one. And so if they want the black ghost chair, but they also want some big heads that Party has, they're probably going to use Party for those. But if I have black ghost chairs and they also want the bars that I have and the big heads that I have, they're probably going to use me.
So it's
And maybe
really
they need more
practical.
quantity than I do, so I'm going to sub-rent the rest of mine from Party. Maybe you need 100 of them. I think I have 76. I don't know. We did counts last week. I'm pretty sure we have 76. And I need 100. I'm going to sub-rent those, but they chose me because I have relevant things that they want.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not. I would say Party and I are very similar on our quality of the rentals, on the personable, on this probably the sales process. We're both friendly people. We're both have very similar qualities of businesses. So sometimes it comes down to relationships that you met them 15 times at a WIPA event. So now you have a relationship. Sometimes it's product. There's so many different reasons why someone will book you.
Yeah.
And we're both similar price on a lot of our stuff too.
Yeah. It is something that early on when we launched, it's so not necessarily what do you do after you've already have the same item, but something that Todd and I discussed early on, which was that we are aware of the fact that we are in a very saturated market. We're not in the middle of nowhere where we're the only rental shop in town. So we're hyper aware of that. And if we know that down the street there's 1,000 Shivaris, like why would we also buy Shivaris? We don't need to fill that hole. And so anytime we're making a big inventory purchase, we do check like I said, competitors. We'll check and see, do they already have this item? If they do, then we may not get it. We may say, we'll find something else that isn't here in Dallas. And so we put that, it's pretty heavy in our philosophy and how we approach new inventory is that we're trying to fill holes in this market, not oversaturate what's already saturated.
We have one more question over here.
Sorry, I just have so many.
You're good. This is so fun.
What is hiring in your company? So do you have an HR or do you use a company who helps you? Do you interview people yourself? Like, how do you find the right people, or do you some side help, or you do it by yourself?
Right now, we're doing it all here with me.
Same, me too.
All of the interviews
like, I don't know,
and
what do
all
you
the
do?
hiring. I know we have, like I said, we have a COO who she supports in our human resources endeavors, but a lot of this is done starts with me and ends with me, and it's time consuming, which is the irony is that I'm like, I don't have enough time because I need more help, but I need more help because I don't have enough time.
Which comes first?
And so no, we haven't explored that outside where we have outside help. In our industry, word of mouth is really helpful, and I don't always need somebody that looks good on paper. I need somebody that understands the nuance of events and things like that. And we have just this mission statement with our new hires is that we try to bring you in with probably 75% of your job description written out. We leave 25% for you to fill out on your own, because we really try to bring people in that have the energy, the personality that we feel like would be a good fit here. Obviously, they're trying to fill some semblance of a role, but there's so many people who've walked in this building and started in one position and moved completely over to a different one because they got in, they said, I think I'd be really good at that. And I'm like, let's try it. And again, trying to put people in their pots where they can grow the best, or they can be the best version of themselves is how we approach it anyway. So to me, it's not always about the skills or the experience. Do you have the energy for this? Are you excited about this? Do you want to be here? And if you want to be here, then let's figure it out where you're going to be strongest. So that's our approach with our hires.
Similar. Very similar.
It's fun.
Thank you all for being a part of the panel today. I want to give a quick round of applause for our amazing speakers. Thank you so much. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy day to attend maybe my favorite warehouse tour that I've been on. This was excellent. When we were driving up and we saw the little signs outside of turn this way, I was like, oh, I've never seen anyone do that before. That was such a nice touch. So thank you so much again, Liz, for welcoming us in and being an excellent host for us today. Thank you.